I'm going to demonstrate how to set up two Turnigy 9X transmitters in trainer mode. So this one on the left will be what we'll call the instructor transmitter, and this one on the right I'll refer to as the student transmitter. And so this is a great setup if you want to get a friend, a child, or a neighbor into the hobby. My daughter has expressed a little bit of interest in wanting to fly this mini quad. And so I did a little bit of research and just wanted to do a quick video that demonstrates how to fly in trainer mode. The key obviously is to have two Turnigy 9X transmitters, and the other key component is this little stereo cable. This is a 6-foot cable I stole out of my wife's car that she uses to connect her iPod to her stereo. Okay, so this is really easy from a wiring standpoint. This one on the left is our instructor transmitter. So plug in there, you can hear it beep. And this one on the right is our student transmitter. Okay, you can see both screens lit up, although they're turned off. Now, the student transmitter is going to stay turned off. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the instructor transmitter. And here are the settings that we need to go through. I'm going to hit menu, and then we're going to settings. Go down to trainer mode. Okay, now you can actually set up trainer for different channels, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to go ahead and turn our 4 main channels on: aileron, elevator, throttle, and rudder. And I'm going to go up, and you can see that the state is inactive. So I'm going to change that. Now it shows off, and if I flip the trainer switch, you can see that it goes on. So that's the trainer switch, the rear right of the transmitter. So I'm going to press menu to save those settings. We're going to go back to our main screen. Okay, so here's what we have. We have our instructor transmitter, and now there's a bind between these two, between the receiver and this transmitter. And then over here we have the student. And you'll notice that the student transmitter is off. With that cable plugged in, the display will automatically come on. Okay, now this is the one quirky thing for me, especially having done this with the Spectrum transmitters before. This is considered the off position, and that's on. And with this in the off position, what that means is our student transmitter now over here is the one that has control of the quad. There's obviously the wired connection that comes from here to here, and then the wireless connection going from the transmitter module to the receiver. So that's student has control, and when I bring that up means instructor has control. So a little bit backwards from what I'm used to, but just so you know that. Okay, so let me now demonstrate that. So once again, trainer switch is in the off position. That means the student has control. So I'm just going to, now you can see that it's armed. If I give it a little bit of throttle, you can see that the student has control. Okay, so the student has control. Now I'm going to take over control. I'm just going to toggle, and you have to hold that. And you'll see, let me just disarm. Okay, you can see that it's disarmed. Now you can see me arm, and I'll just give it a little bit of throttle. Now watch what happens when I give it back to the student. And then I can always take control again. And then let off. And just one tip I'd like to share, especially if you're doing this with a multi-rotor, make sure that the student knows not to bring their sticks or their throttle all the way down, because if they do, let's say that you're hovering a few feet in the air and you have it at about mid or 75% throttle, when you switch to student or to instructor, it's going to take over those settings. So that's how you set up trainer mode with your Turnigy 9X. Pretty straightforward. Now, I have read from those that say the student transmitter didn't work properly, and some recommendations have been made to pull the module out and then it'll work. But in my case, I didn't need to do that. So if you're trying this setup and it doesn't work, just give that a try. So I'm looking forward to trying this out with a few people. It's a great way to get people into the hobby without hopefully too many crashes. That's kind of dependent on the instructor and if you're quick enough to flip that switch. So I hope that was useful. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below, and thanks for watching.